Yeah, we definitely need to do an episode soon just on those fronts.
Oh, for sure, man. That'd be so fucking funny.
Shout out to the hermit crab guy. If anybody knows about the hermit crabs, hand-painted hermit crabs in the Mall of America that John and I were just talking about before we record, reach out and let me know if you ever had one of these. We're trying to get an idea of how many they... if you ever bought one, your parents ever bought you one. But we're...
I got his kiosk. I can tell you that much. Never one.
I never
In 2.5 years I was there.
Hand-painted hermit crab shells with a live hermit crab in them. Interesting. You can get anything at the Mall of America, I guess. What are you going to do, right?
Right. All right, man. This one was my idea. Should we get started?
Yeah, jump into it. Yeah, whenever you're set here, buddy.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the IShowerAfterWork podcast. Jason and I, again, from our respective job trailers, the east and west side. We're, doing another video for you guys. Jason, how you doing, my man?
Excellent, buddy. Things are going pretty well this week. How about you?
It's really good, actually. Dude, a shout out to the 3 other guys that I was working with Monday and Tuesday. Logan, Chris, and Ed. We had to replace 4 sections of MCC gear, right? Now, MCC is Motor Control Center. 4 sections of it. So we're talking, I want to say it was 6 feet wide-ish. It was scheduled for an all-week thing. We were done in 2 days. Less than 2 days. We had all the old out and the new in on day 1. And that's including a 4160 motor disconnect, medium voltage motor disconnect.
You guys were getting after it. Well, yeah, shout out to those guys. That's a lot of work in a couple of days.
Yeah, we crushed it, man. That's pretty cool.
That's a lot of moving parts and a lot of wires and a lot of heavy gear.
Right.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't had to fuck around with one of those in a while. That's a good thing.
Yep. Now, fortunately for me, it was super easy compared to what it could have been, right? Usually there's a bunch of rigid pipe in them. You're disconnecting pipe, pulling wires back, stuff like that, getting things out of the way. Not this time. It was just like setting a big piece of just gear.
Nice.
Everything came in the bottom, open bottom, but still having to get over the wires and the feeders and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like,
label maker just smoking.
Just smoking.
Label maker just smoking. Whole day, 2 days. Got a backup in case the first one goes down.
Right.
Makes me wonder, not just for us, but I mean, labels are a big thing, electrical especially, but we keep track of a lot of stuff. It must have been a real pain when you had to handwrite them back in the day.
Oh, dude, fucking running tape.
Yeah, I've had a fine point pen on the ones that you just cut off what you needed. The little clear plastic went over it after you wrote on it with the 5 point. Man, that's tedious at best.
Right. And you still see it sometimes. I still see low voltage guys doing it all the time.
They need something to do. They got to get 8 in, buddy.
True.
Come on now. It doesn't take that long to screw a camera into the wall. Shout out, Pete. Sorry, all of you guys. We love you. Just going to give you a little bit of shit. You guys are always saying we don't clean up. Well, we're going to talk shit about some of the other trades sometimes too.
Right. That's funny.
So you had an interesting one here today, buddy.
Yeah. So I want to bring this up. We haven't talked about this for a long time. I think the last time we talked about this issue was in the first 15 episodes that we did.
Yeah, it was early on. Yeah,
like super early.
Things have changed quite a bit in a couple of years.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring up safety again. It's been coming up a lot on our job sites. We had an incident this last week with a kid. Poor guy. Jesus, the screams he let out. You would think his leg got cut off. We'll get into that here in a little bit, but safety is such a huge issue, and I think it needs a better representation from us, because you and I both are big on safety.
Crucial. Yeah.
And we want to, everybody that works the trades wants to go home at the end of the day the way that they started their day out. No doubt in my mind. Maybe a little tired.
Right.
A little worn out, but with all your pieces and parts still attached. Right.
Yeah. Come home in the same general state that you left. Maybe a couple scratches, a bruise or two now and then is understandable in the industry. You're going to whack your head, elbow, whatever, right? The construction industry still accounts for 1 in 5 deaths in any workplace.
Yep.
Approximately 1,000 a year. Now, that's deaths now. Injuries is a much bigger number because that's every single day, all the time, right?
Right.
Your coworker, that sucks. Because you said he gave his ankle or his foot a big whack.
Yeah, so they were working with a big piece of machinery, drilling in culverts, and you can cut a culvert and you put this culvert twister in it, and you attach it to gigantic freaking piece of equipment, and it spins the culvert into the ground, just like a big corkscrew, right? Well, it has a bar that came across. The bar came off after they were done with the culvert. The bar came off and came down and smacked him right in the side of the foot.
Oh,
And instantly bruised. And I'm willing to bet he broke his foot. And he was on a different crew. He wasn't my direct coworker. We just happened to be working on the same job. But dude, the kid's screams were unbelievable. You would thought that he just lost his foot.
That's a drag.
And I mean, they weren't dealing with little culverts. They were spinning 36-inch culverts into the ground. Like,
yeah, that's
so
big.
it was on a big piece of equipment doing big work.
Well, again, that's why I want to kind of bring it up again and just reiterate once in a while. We work in the most dangerous industry per capita.
I found number 2. Construction is number 2.
Behind.
According to the National Safety Council analysis, we are number 2 behind the agricultural, forestry, fishing, and hunting.
Oh, for injuries.
For death rates.
For death rates, really?
The agricultural, forestry, fishing, and hunting experience the highest death rates per 100,000 workers.
Really?
And we were right behind them. Construction experience the most workplace deaths.
Well, that's per capita, per 100,000. Yeah. So
yeah.
Well, I suppose a lot more instances of potentially working on your own or in a terrain or area where getting quick, consistent medical help might not be as easy.
Yeah. Right. Agriculture has a bunch of its own safety hazards, PTO shafts, augers, grain bins, cattle.
You might be out there running gear on your own and nobody finds you when it was just a, busted leg or whatever. Like, yeah, I can see that. Well, at least we're not number 1 anymore. Shout out to all those poor people.
Well, we are
very close number 2.
No, a very close number 2. Now, construction has, and you're right, 1 out of every 5 gets injured. That means you and I will have a massive injury at some point. I know I've ran a metal fish tape through my hand. I've had my finger crushed in a piece of steel. Like,
I have been fortunate so far. The vast majority of my injuries were a couple of small cuts that needed stitches and throwing my back out a few times.
Yeah.
I haven't had any major broken bones or serious lacerations or anything. Again, knock on wood, thank God. I've seen a few.
Yep.
Guy running a hole saw into his hand after cutting through a box full speed.
Yeah.
Basically turned his palm into hamburger.
Yep.
I've joked before about Tom Thumb that we were not allowed to call Tom Thumb, who was using an articulating arm puller for pulling in wire. Didn't set the pin and the bar collapsed on his thumb and crushed his thumb. And it's we've said it so many times, but it behooves us to reiterate occasionally. Complacency is a big part of the problem.
It is. And what I found out is safety guys don't like using the word complacency because they believe every injury is avoidable. And they're partially right? Take the time, talk about what you're doing, do job site assessments, task assessments, like just take a step back, be like, all right, let's make sure that everything's good, and I think people get afraid to do that because from what I found, the biggest problem that we have with construction injuries and incidences is right now the labor shortage is getting heavier.
Yep.
And the workload is getting heavier. It's the old adage that we always use, getting blood from a stone, right? Like they're always going to keep trying to get the same production level out of everybody all the time, if not more.
Well, and we've got a lot of companies out there who think that we'll just skate with the amount of workforce we have for now, because in a couple years, just robots will be doing everything. And it ain't that soon.
No, it ain't that soon. God, no.
Right. They're trying. I've talked to people actively who know they're trying to skate by with less people until they can just get the robotic worker in there or the automated worker. That ain't happening tomorrow. Like, you need workforce, period.
Right. And the construction industry across the board is lacking one horribly. Like 7-1. Is it still 7-1? I'm pretty sure
still
it's still
7-1. I looked it up. Yeah. It's still 7-1. Yeah.
So we're trying to do more work with fewer people. And yeah, we are running our asses off trying to make it happen. So
Yeah,
what's the
people
first thing that
with
gets,
less experience.
yeah, with less experience? And what's the first thing that goes out the window? Naturally, it's safety. We need to get it done.
It's either quality or safety, and I saw a few examples of the lesser quality causing the safety issue later.
Yeah.
A girder bends, a piece of equipment wasn't maintained properly, you didn't get the correct scaffolding out, things like that.
A pin wasn't put in right.
Yeah, you're cutting corners to do things fast. You have to have all these scaffolds put up today instead of, hey, put this up straight and right and level and secure the first time and then move on to the other one. No, it's like, hey, these are the 3 places you got to be today. Well, that's 3 days worth of work. Oh, I don't know what to tell you. Get it done.
Right.
Distraction. Right? Like,
yep. We are under the gun and we are treated as though too many times we're treated as though if we don't get it done, we're getting fired. Right. Get this done or we'll find somebody else who can. Like that's the basis across pretty much all the construction industries. Do this in the time that we want you to do it, or we'll find somebody who can. And it's just like, yeah, you probably could. I will be the first one to admit, I say it to anybody that I talk to, I am not the fastest guy in the world. Not by even remotely close. But I try to be the guy that doesn't screw things up. Because I don't want somebody having to fix my shit.
I agree with what you're saying. Yeah. From my perspective in the service, it's it's T&M, but you don't want to milk anything. I don't want to go home from the job or leave something that I did concerned that it wasn't done properly and would be unsafe for the people using it, because I'm in places where it's,
yeah,
a lot of service people who are using cooking equipment, manufacturing equipment. Like the last thing I would want would be have a phone call saying, oh, hey, remember the place that you went and hooked up that motor the other day? Well, yeah, that somebody got electrocuted. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take the few extra minutes to make sure something's done right.
Yep.
But as you're saying, it's not the way right now. Get it done is the way right now. And it is leading to injuries. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it is.
It's, in my case, it's a 2-factor thing, and tell me if you think I'm oversimplifying here, but on one side of the coin, it's the rush that you're talking about and the speed at which they want things done they say they have a concern for safety, but some companies do and some companies do not. It's as simple as that. They toe the company line and they follow everything and they have the manuals they're supposed to have and the job talks and all that, but they don't really care. Companies that do, well, they figure out a way around that. But there's that, and then there's the less experience of being able to look down the road of a job you're doing, regardless of the trade you're in, and see the potential hazards, because the 3 guys who had done this job 100 times before, well, they retired. And Jimmy, who's only been in the field for 4 years, even though he's a foreman now, he didn't know to look out for that.
Yeah.
The lesser amount of people that we have to do the work is an issue, but the experience, especially when it comes to potential safety hazards and things like that, that's a huge loss of experience. Not just how to do the job, how to do it safely. You only learn that, unfortunately, by seeing that happen a couple of times. Something bad, something almost going sideways or going sideways on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Just like Mr. Thumb. I guarantee you he's checking pins every time now.
Yeah, that never happened to him before. Shout out if Tom ever listens. I'm not sure what happened to him. I was an apprentice then. We both got transferred somewhere else.
But that's the honest to God truth. We don't learn. Typically humans don't learn unless something goes bad. Right? If we can attach a negative situation to it, then we figure it out. Then we learn. Because if it all goes great, we're just going to keep doing it, not knowing that it's massively unsafe, and until somebody from a third point of view looks at us and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Here's the deal, right? Ask yourself this, just a thought experiment for everybody. Imagine how many people got struck by lightning by holding metal stuff up in the air before they realized it was conductive.
One.
Before they even understood that concept.
One. Fucking one.
I bet you that number is way higher than that. They just thought that was bad luck the first 50 times. Like, can you believe it? Somebody else got struck by lightning, just the wrong place at the wrong time. No, man. That guy was holding a metal pole in the air, but we know that now.
Right.
Back in the day, they're like, oh no, the tree's taller. It'll hit the tallest thing first. I heard old people say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't go towards the tall tree. So, but I can get hit out in the middle of the field literally just as easy. It's all about the chain of ions, right?
Right. And they say the best place to be in a thunderstorm or a lightning storm is out in open prairie, tucked down in the fetal position.
Right.
Make
Yeah.
yourself the smallest footprint around.
And
And
also get inside.
yeah,
There's
even
also that.
that's not even safe. I've seen my houses hit with lightning, right?
I
But
saw, I didn't see, I was 50, not even 50 yards from a baseball backstop one time in Cape Breton back home. And there was a terrible rainstorm. Me and the guy I was working with were just sitting inside the shop waiting the day out because nobody was coming.
sure.
Uh, Lightning hit one of the big posts on the back part of the backstop, and it knocked us back into the building. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously part of that was we fell over trying to get away from what happened. It was deafening. Like, I couldn't imagine being even 10 feet away, 15 feet away. Like,
The craziest lightning story I've got is we were out camping, in the old family, and my buddy was there, and old brother-in-law was there, and his wife, and we were all sitting on the dock just hanging out. It was an evening. We were just hanging out. We had a couple of beers, just shooting the shit, feet in the water, and we saw a storm coming, and we were on the river. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. And you can see a lot of lightning up in top of the storm cloud, right? Every now and then one would pop down. You could see it from a ways away. And like I looked over at the girls and their hair was just staticked out. And I'm like, we got to go now. And the guys looked over and they're like, oh shit.
at least you noticed, man.
Yeah, it hit the river, energized the river from a miles away, energized the river.
I don't remember the exact voltage, but it's a big number.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
lightning strike. Like, yeah, for sure.
But I think
I saw the closest I ever was, I saw a truck get hit on the highway. 18, 20 car lengths ahead of me. Tractor trailer got hit.
yeah.
That's the worst I ever saw. Melted the tires. Man, you want to see something come to a dead stop? Melt the tires in a tractor trailer instantaneously going to like 65 down the highway.
Yeah.
Came to a grinding halt.
I've had lightning hit the ditch next to me driving down the road in the middle of the night. I had to like I just stopped in the middle of the road. I didn't even know I was in the middle of the road. I couldn't see nothing.
Oh,
And
it's like a flashbang that close, right? For sure.
Right. Loud, fucking God loud.
Yeah. All right, tangent there, folks.
Yep,
Happens
sorry.
sometimes.
But yeah, I think we got to worry about when it comes to safety. What's the thing in your mind? What's the thing that stops people from either reporting safety issues or taking care of shit before the incidents happen? Like what's the biggest thing in your mind that stops people from doing that?
They think they're going to get fired.
You think so?
It's not the only one, but it's way, way up there.
Okay. I didn't know if it was that or if it was negligence.
Well, that's the thing. It's both things at the same time. So they're worried they're going to get fired because they got injured. The company's going to wait for them to get better from their little injury and then lay them off because they think they're a liability, or they were actually negligent in what happened and they get fired for that.
Right. Well, true. Okay. Yeah. I'll agree with you on that one.
I mean, you can look at it both ways. And in some cases, the person might feel both of those things. I don't really feel like this is my fault, but they're going to try to turn it on me. So I'll just tough it out and maybe I'll call in sick tomorrow because my arm is fucked up and hopefully it'll be better in a couple days.
Right.
I know lots of guys that have got injured on the job and never claimed it.
Have you done it?
Nope.
I have.
Yeah, I haven't.
I twist my shoulder, twist my ankle, or twist my,
Oh, yeah, something
it's
simple.
something
I
that's
know
a
you're
lot, and it's just like,
yeah.
nah, I ain't saying shit.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Let me be clear. Okay, some sprains and strains, sure.
Yeah.
But not ones that were like incident specific.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Turned a funny way in a ladder. I know you're supposed to report all these like little tiny things, right? Yeah, certainly there's been some of those where I'm like, yeah, my ankle's going to suck for a couple days. Oh yeah, I'm going to feel that in my shoulder for the weekend. Yeah. Sure. But no, I mean like an injury, anything that requires medical attention. No. You got to call in those. I've been fortunate that I haven't really had any. I try to be relatively conscious, especially with,
right.
I try to be conscious with electricity, obviously, because we're electricians, but above and beyond that, just regular construction. If it's sharp, hot, or moving, I pay real close attention to it all the time.
Well, and you have to, right?
Like any of those three things, that could be somebody just running a hammer drill into the floor beside me, trying to mount something 10 feet away. I'm still going to be a little conscious of that guy with a power tool.
Right.
You never know.
I want to say this when it comes to tools. You bring up a good point, right? Because tools can cause a lot of our injuries come from operating tools, right? Hole saws in hands, power bands, from our mini portabands,
Air guns.
air guns, nail guns, freaking, I mean, you name it. You name it. It's tool, a screwdriver. Working on something, run that flathead screwdriver right into your palm, right? I've done it. I know
For
pretty much
sure.
anybody that's
Every dude or lady out there works the trades. You've smashed yourself in the soft spot of your palm with a flathead slipping off a screw for sure.
or pinched yourself with a pair of pliers when you're trying to work on something. We are going to get hurt by tools, right?
I have one of those on my thumb right now from my pliers. Right now. Right there, folks. Yeah. Those hurt.
Right.
And that blood blister. Oh.
Right. And then, okay, so then we look at this and you have these tools. And I say this because we just went through this with our safety guy. We had a 2 hour annual safety training. Sorry.
2 whole hours, eh? Wow.
I respect the guy for doing his job. He does a good work. Our safety director is top notch. He is doing a really good job. I'll give him that. But I'm just like everybody else when it comes to that stuff. It's just like, you're saying all the things we know, man. I understand you're doing your job, but whatever. We've got tools that are two-handed tools, right? Portabands, whole hogs, the Milwaukee whole hog, 90-degree whole hogs. Yeah. He says to us, if it has a spot for two hands, you have to have two hands on it. Okay, I'm saying this to all of the manufacturers of every fucking tool in the construction trade. Make them one-handed, because we're not using them two-handed. Not one of them. I've never operated my portaband with two hands, ever. Because I'm holding the material.
Right.
And I'm cut.
Yeah, there was a recent job that my company was doing, and when I was in at the shop, our tool guy happened to show me. He's like, "Hey, look at these portabands." It's like, make the portaband work. I picked it up, pulled the trigger, nothing. He's like, yeah,
front safety trigger.
Front safety trigger, because the job site required it. When they do, any professional company is going to comply.
Yeah, right? You have to have the front trigger squeeze first, and then you can pull the actual trigger.
Yeah, totally get it. But also, how do you hold the material?
Right. We're supposed to vise it and then let the material drop. Really?
Where's the vice?
Right.
Like, what if that bounces? If it's round, right? What if that bounces and somebody slips on that?
All right, I'm gonna put a vise. So our triple, our triple vise, tri-vices, right? Yep. They're 36 inches to the top. I'm gonna have a piece of 4-inch pipe in that tri-vice that I'm gonna cut off, and I'm gonna cut a 5-foot chunk of pipe off of 4-inch. That's gonna hit the ground. I'm either gonna damage the concrete that it hits, or it's gonna bend the pipe. Right. Is that what I'm supposed to do? And now am I supposed to put a mattress underneath the fucking thing?
Yeah, is every cut a 2-person job now?
Yeah, pretty much. It doesn't make sense. That's what I'm trying to get at, is some of the things that we have to do doesn't make sense in order to match safety standards, right?
Correct.
I understand where they're coming from. Don't get me wrong. I understand. You use the tool in the intended way that it's made to be used. That's not the actual realistic application of the tool. I'm sorry for bursting your bubble, and you can argue with me up and down that it needs to be a 2-man cut. Fuck you. I'm cutting the goddamn pipe because I'm a freaking human being and I know what the hell I'm doing.
Well, and also they have to be reasonable. They have to know that the second they leave the job site, even if they were to go to a foreman or a job soup and say, every cut's a 2-person cut if something's going to fall that's heavy.
Yeah.
Okay. What's heavy? The moment they leave.
Classified heavy.
Yeah. The moment they leave, they're just going to, oh, you got steel toes on. Yeah, but that's the toe. What if that 4-inch pipe bounces into somebody's ankle? Mine, for example.
Right.
Right. Or damages the material. Sometimes,
absolutely.
Sometimes, and safety people hate this because I've said it to more than one of them. I will say shout out to our current safety person in my company. She's really great too. Sometimes the safety procedure creates an unsafe situation. And what do you do then?
Right.
What happens when you're pigeonholed?
Yeah. So then you stop work. The deal is you're supposed to stop work and figure out a better way to do it. Right.
It's the old adage. Yeah. It's the old adage we complain about all the time. 3 points of contact and a ladder.
Yeah. Bullshit.
All right. So here, just bear with me. All right. This is a very simple scenario. I have enough tools that I got to put them in a bucket. I go up the ladder onto some sort of, maybe on top of a cooler, something, right? 10 feet in the air. I go up with 3 points of contact in the rope that was tied to me because I couldn't hold it in my hand because that adjusted my 3 points of contact. I throw that up onto there. I climb up. Now I either have to lean over the edge, unsafe, to
Mhm.
lift that bucket up, or don't look, stay back where it's safe and pull it up and probably likely tip the bucket over or drop something on somebody else who might not. Sometimes safety creates unsafe situations. And when you find the pigeonhole like that, they get mad at you. I'm like, don't get mad.
Right.
Figure it out. Figure it
Yep.
the fuck out. You tell me I need to do this, and I'm telling you here's the problems possible down the road. You create solutions with me.
Right.
But when they can't, when they just tell you, well, no, the rules are the rules. Okay.
Yep. So then another good one, right, is there's a lot of times we have to work on racking, right?
Mhm.
That's not at the ceiling height, right? It's not at the rafter height. It's, 8 feet down from the roof trusses. We've got our pipe racking that's going across. A lot of times we'll put up sticks and we have to trim them, or we have to add one, or we have to take it apart. We got to just, let's say we have to go up there with our mini porta banding, cut a leg off. Something's wrong. Well, now we're climbing a ladder. We got both of our hands, because there's supposed to be 2 hands on the porta band. There's no place to tie off to, right? Am I supposed to climb all the way up past it, tie off, which I can't get past it with a ladder, but I have to ladder and I don't have a lift. It's those type of scenarios. Then what do you want me to do? You want me to put my hands up in the air and be like, I can't do this job because I don't have all the right safety gear. Okay, now it's going to take 6 hours for a freaking jail or a scissor lift to come over to be delivered onto the job site. What are you
Right.
willing to do? What costs are you willing to create in order to make something safe? Some people say it doesn't matter the cost as long as it's safe. I
And-
beg to differ.
And this is the part where you can really look at I'm worried I'm going to maybe not get fired, but like if you're a foreman on a job and all of a sudden you got to get a JLG for every simple little thing, or pay the rental to have it on the job site the whole time, when somebody could have done that off an 8-foot ladder, no problem.
Right.
Well, they're not going to let you waste that money very often before people don't want to have you run jobs because you cost too much money. You have to consider that.
Yep.
Companies will say it's not true. It's true sometimes. It's
There's
not
a
a hard
bean
and fast
counter
rule,
everywhere.
but it's true. Like your example, I wanted to say this before I forget. Your example that you just gave about the trim and pipe above your head, that's by the letter of the law now a 3-person job.
Right.
You can hold one side of the porta band, somebody else holds the other, and a third person is there to catch that piece of material.
Right.
And probably a spotter on the ground to make sure nobody walks anywhere near it in case you miss that and it tumbles to the ground. That little piece, like that's easily a 4-person job now. That's just to go up and cut something off quick. Like,
right.
They also have to take our safety in our own hand. They have to know that we take our safety in our own hands a little bit through
Right.
experience of knowing how to balance yourself on a ladder, make sure you're centered. Like, don't ever lean out over the side. I'd never do that.
Oh, never.
In a crazy, weird, awkward position, trying to cut off something heavy with like people walking underneath me. Like, no, never.
Yeah,
ever
with
done
one leg sticking out, doing counterbalance moves while the other one's kind of locked into the run. I've never
Yeah.
done that.
that. It's crazy talk, folks. We never
Yeah,
do anything crazy.
One
And
hand
we don't-
grabbing a hold of something, the other one doing the other thing.
Right. And I mean, a
Right,
lot of ours, people laugh because, oh, yeah, fucking electricians. Okay, yes. I'm not swinging steel. I'm not running big, heavy equipment. I agree. Other trades have very serious safety issues as well. Our
Absolutely.
day-to-day is the electrical part of it.
Right.
Yes, construction is dangerous for us, but it's not dangerous like it is for an iron worker.
Yep.
Even concrete guys and brick guys, like, right? Something
Yep.
heavy could fall at any moment there. That's probably not going to happen with us. But if you
It
want to
depends on
trade,
what we're working on.
right, it depends on what we're working on. Yeah. If you want to trade all that for the potential risk of barbecuing yourself, be my guest.
Yeah.
I can sling concrete with the best of them, I'm sure. I can
Yep,
figure it out.
Yep, I can push a freaking concrete placer. I can run a
Yes.
screed board.
Yeah, no problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You can probably teach me how to use that little piece of fan equipment. I don't even know what you call it. Like,
Yeah.
no problem.
The power screed.
Yeah, right. Although I will say, side note, every supercut I see of those things getting out of somebody's hand and just spinning wildly, every one is funner than the last.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is.
Man, that's a big
Yes.
housefly just went by me.
But that's the deal too. Like, it depends on what we're working on, right? I'm gonna stick up for us electricians a little bit, and Jason, you're 100% right. But at the same time, take the stuff that I'm doing. If I fuck something up in one of these yards, I'm a dust. I'm just red dust. It's
Oh, yeah.
345,000 volts.
The only bonus is you'll never know.
I will never feel it.
You won't feel it. That's the only bonus of that, right? I was saying this to my nephew recently. So shout out my nephew Brad. He's going to be a lineman. He's going to school right now. Did his first like practice climb the other day.
God bless him.
Yeah, looked at me wide-eyed and went, 18 feet's 18 feet. I'm like, all day, man. 18 feet to your feet is all day. That's the
Yep.
lowest you could possibly be. Like, yep. He he was saying like, oh, a lot of stuff they do now is turned off. They don't do it the same as they used to. I'm like, that's probably true because it's better for everybody. It actually makes things faster,
It does.
safer, right?
It does.
Yes, there'll be times when he'll have to do live work, just like occasionally there are times we have to do live work.
Hmm.
Uh, but I said something very similar to what you said at the start of this, like, don't end up in the hospital, on the news, or in jail.
Right.
It sounds crazy, but those things will keep you safe at work. Hospital, injury, news, you or yourself got somebody injured, jail, you got somebody injured.
Right.
Go home safe. Go home and as one piece as humanly fucking possible. And
Yep.
I've said this to apprentices for years, even though I don't work with many. Oh, well, what happens if they get, mad because you won't do something when it's turned on? Then go work somewhere else.
Right.
If someone's so shitty that they want you to do something without the experience that you feel comfortable to do it, don't fucking do it. It's
Yep.
real easy. I don't want to get laid off. Get laid off.
Yep.
It happens, right? Go find another job.
Yep.
Union, non-union. Don't let them push you into doing something unsafe. They don't give a fuck. They'll send flowers to your missus and maybe have to cut a small insurance check, and then they'll go get somebody to fill your boots.
Yep.
As the world keeps spinning.
Every company will replace you before you're even cold and ground. Like it's the honest to God truth. And that's the thing too, is we live in a world and we work in a world and we work in an industry that it's harder and harder to take the time to do things right. We are under the gun. Our schedules are retarded. You motherfuckers building the schedules need to pull your head out of your asses. I'm just going to say that. I just threw that out there. Sorry for blowing up. But
we complain about schedules a lot.
There
crazy.
is no room. There's no room for in case things go a little sideways, right? We get told we have the authority to shut shit off, to shut it down. Be like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. And I have never once asked an apprentice or another coworker to do something that I wasn't willing to do myself.
Very reasonable.
I don't think I'm out of my realm on doing that. I think that's the way most managers and business people in our industry should be treating things. And if you've never done it, tell me you've never done it. If I've asked you to do something and you've never done it, you've got to say something. You can either walk through it and be like, hey, so these are our safety concerns. This is what you have to watch out for.
And for young people getting in and people with less experience, even if they're not young, bringing those points up to the people in charge, sometimes you're worried that's going to frustrate them. Other times they will see that as an advantageous thing that you're doing. Hey,
Yes.
This person has their goddamn head screwed on right. They notice a potential hazard and they brought it to me. They didn't just go and let her buck.
Right.
That's actually a good thing. You think you're going to get berated sometimes, and it turns out to be one of the moments where it goes like, nice, good call. Yep. Like, there's also that.
Yep.
And if I can, man, just a quick reminder to everybody, all right? I know it's crazy to bring up, but it's important. The top 5 things, and it's almost all of them until you get to like major, like losing of limbs, that are all the injuries. Strains, cut, punctures, or scrapes, struck by, so whether that's falling material, moving equipment, whatever. Same level slip, trip, or fall, and fall from heights are still the top 5 injuries in construction every year.
Every year.
It never changes. It's been the same. The only 2 that get kind of close, same level and heights, get a little close sometimes. But injuries from same level is still more than falling from heights.
Yep, exactly.
It's stuff that we do every single day, all day. Of course, it's going to be the most common ones. Also means easiest to avoid if you're paying attention.
Right.
So worst case scenario, buddy, something happens at work. We're electricians. You get a cut on your hand from the portaband.
Yep.
You're going to need stitches.
Yep. Done it.
Yep.
I almost cut off my finger.
Right.
Yep.
Are you, even now with your experience, are you concerned that it's going to be an issue when you go in and bring it up and say, hey, I got to go to the hospital? Like,
No.
We should point out too, John and I also both work for pretty reputable companies. It's not some fly by night, Johnny, I come lately outfit. Like, we work for big companies.
Yeah. And I think that has a lot to do with it. I have worked for those companies. I've worked for those outfits where it's just like, oh shit. Maybe I just wrap this up and take care of it after work. Like,
well, you were telling me about times that you were hooking the lines back up to the house live,
Yeah.
unfused from the pole. Like,
Yeah. Did it all the time.
dangerous.
Yeah. Unhooking it.
Trying to pull you off the roof the whole time.
Yeah. Unhooking it. I've never hooked it. The power company had to hook it back up. I unhooked it live.
Oh,
Got it
unhooked
free.
it. Still.
But then
Yeah.
I'd strip it out. I'd strip it out and put my temporary power on it. Big blue wire nut.
With the big blue wire nut.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, folks, there's about 10 way more safe ways for John to do that. That's not a wire nut.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for the electricians out there, I know how fucking really ridiculous that is. Yeah, there's like about 10 safer, not really that much more expensive ways to do that.
Yeah. Polaris lugs.
But again, here, player slugs. But this is the sort of thing that we just want to remind everybody, like, you need to be conscious, but you can't be worried if something happens that it's a job costing issue.
Right. Right.
Like the biggest one that I kind of gets me, moving equipment. Those guys don't have the greatest line of sight all the time. And yes, people say with a plan things are preventable. Well, if you move out of the way of a piece of equipment, it only takes 1 second not paying attention for that guy to swing a bucket and hit you, or back up and bump into you, hit you with a pallet jack.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Have you seen any heavy equipment accidents?
The worst heavy equipment accident I've seen wasn't even that bad. A guy was using an actual dozer, not a mini X, and hit a building trying to turn a corner tight, and on the inside of the building, loose material fell and hit a couple people.
Gotcha.
I consider it a heavy equipment mistake, but they didn't get struck by the equipment. It was something the equipment hit that caused the injury.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was bricks that they had on scaffolding. They were trying to do some decorative wall on the inside, and people underneath it got hit with falling bricks because the guy went through the wall with that damn thing.
Right.
In my experience, most operators are very trustworthy. You can kind of tell in the first few minutes, like, okay, this guy's wild, steer clear, or if this person knows what they're doing, they seem pretty controlled. Okay.
Yep.
But I think it's it's something that I'm never really super interested to do. Like, I'll run smaller equipment. I'll run a wall and whatnot. I'm fine with that. Right. But I mean, I never ran any big equipment. I think the safety of that and the people who run cranes, I think you're just overly cautious and you know how to do things properly, and it saves a bit of it. Have you seen anything yourself with big equipment?
I've seen a guy get ran over with a JLG. Who rolled up onto his foot while he was knelt over working on the ground. Some guy ran up on his foot, crushed his ankle and foot instantly.
Gross.
Seen that. I have seen guys almost get hit because, look, if you're on a site and they're doing site work and they're running dozers and heavy equipment and stuff like that, you do not run out across when those guys are backing up. You don't run out across behind them. You just don't. Just fucking don't. I seen a guy, he went to do that. You know, the dozer was he was leveling off the parking lot site, right? And he was backing up, and those guys are going forward. They're paying attention to all the gauges and the equipment inside the cab because they're trying to get their levels and their grades. You know, they're paying attention to that. This guy's backing up this dozer. This guy takes off running, and it's muddy, and he slips, and he takes a header right behind the fucking dozer, and he got up and out just in time. Ooh, before he just about got completely clobbered.
Yeah, so you
it would have killed him dead.
Oh, especially a dozer. Those things are heavy as hell. That did remind me, actually, though. I did, working on a bank one time, they had marked the ground outside for the underground power lines that were running through a neighborhood.
Sure.
So the high voltage. The person who came out to mark from the marking company marked the correct line, but put his arrow on the wrong side. And the guy hit it with his mini X and blew a hole in the bucket about the size of a tennis ball. Yeah, the guy, I've said it before, we just tried to get him to sit down because the blast just like concussed him, sort of. It was like his brain got reset. It was like he was a baby. Yeah, like trying to get him, like, no, just sit right there in the grass. Don't worry. Fucking ambulance is on its way. They're going to check you out. You'll be fine. He didn't have any burns or anything. It just like shook him, but it completely reset his brain. You could hardly talk for like 4 minutes. Yeah, I remember that one was scary because it wasn't raining, but it was kind of like a dark, cloudy, really overcast day. And it lit up like it was daytime for a split second. Me and another guy were the last ones working. The project was almost done. And I remember as soon as it lit up, we both looked at each other and if everybody's seen lightning, but anybody who works around electricity, you're real conscious of every little glint.
Yes.
It might be a shine off your watch. It might be you just caught a piece of wire the right way or a piece of equipment and the light shined off it. And every electrician knows, like, you turn your head real quick. What the fuck was that?
Yep.
Like, we're overly conscious. The second that guy hit that and it lit the outside up, before we even heard the noise, me and the foreman were staring at each other like, that's electrical. That's not good. So, but yeah, I did see that one.
Right. Have you heard of OSHA's Fatal 4?
No. So OSHA's Fatal 4. I should.
So
OSHA 30.
Now, OSHA has their listing of Fatal 4, right? What are the foremost things that cause most of the fatalities in the construction area, right? And you already touched on all of them. It's listed as falls from heights, struck bys, caught in betweens and crushings, and transportation incidents, which is run over or back over with dump trucks, heavy equipment, stuff like that. Which that right there accounts for nearly half of machinery related deaths.
Getting run over.
Getting run over by a piece of machinery.
Seems pretty avoidable.
You would think. Stay the fuck out. And we always are preached, hey, you know what? If you have to cross their line, you wait until you can make eye contact with them. Get into a better position to make eye contact with them.
Yeah.
Because they don't. I mean, I've ran some of the equipment, not any of the big dozers or anything, but line of sight really shitty, super shitty.
Yeah.
Right? You can't see really behind you. And when you're in one of those skid steers, if you're a man of any kind of average size, you can't really twist very well.
Right.
You know? So,
they're not meant to like have a really good, and I like that too, because even if it's something smaller, a fork truck, I still like to, like, even if it means going wide. Some people don't want to do that. The shortest points from here to there. Yeah, swing a little wide. Make sure you catch that person's eye, wave them.
give them
They'll
a wave.
let you know if it's fine, right? Like, yeah. They also don't want to hit somebody today.
No, fuck no.
Take another 10 seconds of waiting if that person's doing something. Also, if they're busy doing something, moving something, driving somewhere, they're not paying attention to you. They're paying attention to that.
Right. If they have anything on something and they're carrying it or whatever, you're absolutely right. They're worried about making sure they don't damage product.
Yeah.
Like they don't give a shit about what's happening.
Oh, right. Yeah. And learn the hand signals that your operator uses. Yeah. They're supposed to be standardized, folks, but there's some of them that just make more sense depending on what you're doing. And it's not the official air quotes way.
Right.
Learn the hand signals that your operator is using and use those.
Yeah. I always make it a point when I see a guy, I give him a wave and then I point to where I got to go and then I give him a thumbs up and then I don't move until he gives me a thumbs up.
It's easy. Like, yeah.
Plain and simple.
Unless you happen to fall, you trip and fall and bang your head when you were walking behind somebody, right? Okay, sure. Those things certainly can happen. But I think a lot of the ones that you're talking about here is somebody who was walking behind something and was too close or stopped or took too long or got distracted. And the person was backing up. And again, they don't have, I don't think they have backup cameras on all of them. I'm sure some do.
A lot of them do now.
Yeah, this day and age, I would think
A lot
that
of
would
them
be
do.
a very common sense addition. I can tell you, I've run a lot of lulls in equipment. I've never been in one that had that.
I haven't seen a camera even in the new lulls. Seen them in the new skiddies. My skiddy has one.
New skiddies, yeah. Again, a lull's a little different because you do have an okay line of sight up there.
Yeah, true.
Except for whatever's in. Here's the ironic thing about all this, right? Dozer, lull, if you picked up something, a lot of times you have to drive it or move it or extend it forward.
Right.
Can't fucking see shit.
Right.
Like, that's why I say when you find a good operator you can trust, it's like, hey, this is a nice feeling. I don't have to worry. That guy's not all wild. He's not driving around like a maniac.
Right. Very true.
Right. The Fatal 4, you say they call it? The Fatal 4. Okay.
The Fatal 4. Well, and that's the deal too. So we want to preach safety, and I'd really like if somebody could share this with a safety guy, or if you know of an OSHA personnel, I might be able to keep it together long enough to have a conversation with an OSHA person. Maybe.
If we went into it with a fun attitude, yes.
I would really like to talk to somebody and actually have a realistic conversation, because like what we were saying earlier about the 3 points of contact shit and the two hands on the, I can't say those things even though I want to when I'm having a safety meeting with 5 other guys from the company and our safety director. I find it to be very rude if I were to say that.
It's argumentative for the sake of being argumentative.
Right. And that's kind of what I want to do. Be like, all right, realistically, let's talk about this shit. Because these are the things that happen that nobody ever talks about. And I'd love to actually sit down and have a real world example filled conversation with either a safety guy, because I know our safety guy won't do it. I'm not even going to ask him, or an OSHA person that doesn't just learn from reading a tablet.
Right. Just reads the rules. These are the laws. They must be followed. But you don't
Right.
know. You've never been there.
Right.
You don't run equipment and
Your last
power.
job was at a gas station, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Fuck all the way off.
You've never put a piece of plumbing in. You've never soldered anything. Like you have no idea at all
Right.
about any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Your loafers are the closest thing that you've had to work boots.
right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We joke all the time. We know when you show up, kick that hard hat around and get that vest dirty. Wear that for the weekend, mowing the lawn.
Please.
Yeah, please
Yes.
get that thing dirty.
Run it over.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a few other considerations here too. I know it's almost every conversation kind of tends to lean this way eventually now with a lot of things, but we've had automation within construction for a long time, but the AI and the automation along with the human workforce interaction, that's going to cause some injuries too. That's one that I really get people like to pay attention to. Like if there's anything on your site that runs automated or makes decisions without a person being involved, opening a gate, changing a flow state on something, find out how it's controlled.
Yep.
It might
find out shutdown procedures if you need to.
Yeah, that they don't have a lot of this stuff perfect the first time.
Yep.
Make sure things are shut down properly. Make sure you can control it manually if you have to. The big one now, I mean, the robotic AI pallet jacks for moving stuff around that just go underneath the new ones, lift it up, move it to work. I mean, fortunately, most places seem to have a pretty good fence around all that. But like anything, when it gets more popular and more common and more used to, air quotes, it will be less of a safety concern in people's minds because it's always been there. It's been there for 2 years now or 3 years. And then all of a sudden, one of those things runs into you. And I can tell you, just if you use the auto pallet jack, for example, the goddamn things weigh about 300 pounds.
Right.
They're right at ankle level.
Yep. They'll
Like one of those cracks into you. I watched them move at one of the big distribution places here. They're zipping around.
Oh.
Now, this place did have a fancy fence, can't get through. If you open the door without, doing certain things, it shuts everything down immediately and causes a big hassle. Perfect. That's what you got to do to keep somebody from getting hurt, right?
Right. Right. How long do you think it is that we're going to see the AI safety advisements or safety protocols on job sites to where you have, according to the schedule and the daily logs and, everything that's inputted, it comes out with a daily safety hazard deal for every day of the job site? That AI is just like, by the way, the elevator is going to be worked on, the railing is going to be taken down, and it's just an AI printout for everybody.
The workflow one we're going to see in the next couple of years tops.
Yep.
What you're talking about there. I've been asking myself, how do they handle the efficiency / safety part of it if they want to visually see it and not just go by numbers? So the plumbers say they're going to be done with this today. So you plug that into the AI and okay, it'll roll with the punches if they didn't quite get done because somebody else had to come in behind them. It'll get good at the workflow thing where a real person with experience right now physically sees it and can walk around and go, okay, they're a little behind. That's going to take a couple years. The safety thing, it's how do they track the people on the job site? Does every job site now need 10 cameras per fucking 100 square yards? Do small mini drones fly around and videotape every single thing? And then the AI analyzes and goes, well, John always takes this kind of dangerous route. So send a message to him on his tablet or whatever to say, hey, from now on, nobody goes this way, you go that way. Or this person drives erratically, or 5 years?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it sounds crazy science fiction, like the Minority Report with the drones flying around watching everybody all the time or whatever. Seems like that's where we're going. And if you want to use that for safety and efficiency on a job site, it kind of needs to see everything all the time. You can't just tell it what's happening because what's happening changes on the fly.
Right.
Do I have my own drone that when I show up and put my hard hat on, you said you've got the ones with the little RFID chip in them now with all your medical and everything, right?
Yep.
I love that, by the way.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah, scan my hard hat and everything like health-wise about
me. If I go down, if I go down, you can just scan my hard hat and you know everything that's wrong with me.
Medic alert bracelet on your head any given time. I like that.
Yeah.
How long is it before the moment I pick up my hard hat and put it on my head that my personal drone that's assigned to me goes and he's hovering
Just
4 feet above my shoulder all day, watching what I'm doing. And if I do something unsafe, like go up a ladder and try to two-handed tool or one-handed tool, then the safety violation, Jason, safety violation gets instantly reported to the. That's
prints
coming.
out a $200 fine right then and there.
It's the right. It's coming. It's
Demolition Man style.
Yeah, like that's in my head. That's what I picture happening. Mini drone follows everyone around all the time. Watching what you're doing.
I don't think it'll be mini drone. I think I'm gonna that's the extreme. I wouldn't be surprised if they figure out a way to safely integrate a camera into the hard hat.
360-degree camera. I can see that, sure.
Or just a POV style, camera that if you're doing something, it sees what you're doing in your hands working. I could see that.
And I like your idea. And then what's behind you? And it integrates with the other cameras. The guy who's driving the forklift doesn't see you.
Yep.
And it tells him, hey, obstruction there. Jason, something come up from behind you. Like, oh, okay.
Right.
Sure. Maybe a 3D wide angle camera or something on all the hard. Yeah,
Yep.
they'd love that.
Yep.
Then you'd have to leave your hard hat to charge every day.
Yeah.
There'd be a hard hat station.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I like your idea better. Mine seems more financially useful because those hard hats would be expensive and a little mini drone per person that you can then just reassign to somebody else. Like if I'm off today, reassign drone 7 to, John, when it's always my hard hat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody would want to share hard hats with somebody else. They get kind of scummy, right? Like
your
hard hat would have
hats.
Right. See, now we get into sanitizing hard hats. That's a whole company. Maybe we should start up a sanitizing hard hat company.
No, I ain't doing. Man, I've seen some of those guys' hard hats. I ain't touching them. Come out with some.
That's
disease.
What I mean. Yes, it gets pretty scummy sometimes. So, as I said, if you're just to kind of wrap up a couple of things here. Oh, I did want to kind of quick mention this. We were talking about stuff. I was working nights recently, and one of the fitters was cutting a copper line in the bottom of a cooler we were moving.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And when he cut that, the gas that came out, I was right 4 feet away. We both got gassed with whatever, I don't know what the R value, whatever was in that pipe. They got most of it out. They pumped everything down, but there was something in there when he cut that line. Man, I took a blast of gas. I had to stand up. I was faint for a second. He got the same thing. He got a blast too. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Shit. Yeah. How is that avoidable?
Right. It's not.
Just in case there might be some remaining something in any one of the pipe, water, gas, whatever. What, everybody wears a hazmat suit just in case? Right. Yeah, it's avoidable, I guess. It's also avoidable if we don't do this fucking job.
Well, where I was working this week, we had everything was. They're like, hey, by the way, this is a lead area. This whole facility is. And then they instantly went, you don't have to really worry about it. Just don't be sticking your fingers in your mouth. I'm like, okay, so what's the difference? What's the difference of breathing in a big puff of this dirt that's coming off of this equipment that we're working on?
Right. Yeah, at a place recently, I was just putting in receptacles for a couple of LED clocks, so they had bigger time clocks that were easier to see around this facility. But it was a chemical manufacturing place, so I had to wear the heavy duty chemical coat all day. It was that really hot Friday, 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Brutal.
Cooking.
Yeah.
And trying to go,
roasted.
Well, I can't feel bad because these people work here every day. But then also when I got in the ground and realized they all had a big industrial fan right beside them and I didn't, 30 feet in the air. It kind of sucks up there a little bit. Same sort of thing though. The guy said that. He's like, you don't have to worry. He's like, see, this is just in case something did spill or whatever. He's like, yeah, but I wouldn't put my hands in your mouth if I was you all day. I'm like, well, I try not to do that anyway, but it's on stuff then. So
right.
It's in the air a little probably. What are we doing here? Should I wear a mask? What do we No one's wearing a mask. I guess I'm okay. Or do these people just not care about cancer? What do we do?
Right. Right.
Is there anything else that I didn't hit that you were looking to hit on today, buddy?
No, I don't think so, man. I think we touched on everything. I just wanted to bring it back up again because we haven't talked about it in a long time. And it's important. It's the stuff that actually keeps us working and keeps our companies financially stable. They have to have in place safety standards in order for us to get insurance and bonds for jobs, stuff like that.
Yeah, I know costs add up. Like just how business works.
Yep.
But if it took everybody one job a day to take an extra 5% of time to be safer or a piece of equipment,
It's
yes,
worth it.
that can add up over a big job, but you know what adds up real quick? Medical bills
Or the loss of life
or the loss of life. You know what I
and
mean?
a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Like
In the grand scheme of things, you can think your company's going to be like ultra concerned about it. Don't worry as much as you think. It's not going to be most of the time, it's probably going to be a good thing that you bring up a safety issue. And okay, the small strains, sprains, pulled muscles, personal choice then. All right. Yep. Are you going to work through it? Or are you going to go and get it looked at? No shame either way. But it's going to happen in our industry, and sometimes you're just going to have to push through that shit.
And I will say, I'll piggyback off of that. If a company says to you, no, you're not going to get that taken care of because we're not going to, you're fired before you hit the ground type of situation, go away. Get away from them. Tell them to fuck off because we don't need those kind of construction companies in the fucking world. We just don't.
Right, yeah.
Nobody
you definitely don't want to work for them.
Let them go belly up.
If they don't care about you on the job, they're not going to care about you after it.
Yep.
Fuck them.
Yep. Fuck them. Go find somebody else.
Yeah, I said, I know I called this episode Safety Third, but really, like, it's something you got to keep real close track of, everybody. Just make sure you get home safe. If we do a annual safety recap on the job, we're going to do an annual one on the podcast too, folks. That's just the way it is. We like to see everybody go home safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Fair enough.
Well, I appreciate it, buddy. This was a fun one. Good topic. I'm glad you brought this up today.
Thank you, sir.
But also, I said this in the last one. Basically, like you said, it was early on, episode 13 or 14 or something. Also, fuck OSHA a little bit on some of the more specific rules.
Yeah. They're getting bad.
Yeah, show me how to cut something above my head that's already installed. Right. You show me how to do it safe.
Right.
Like a backpack with my portaband, and I got to take my hand off to get the backpack. There's no way around it. Like, you picked the perfect example. There's really no way to do that and maintain.
Exactly.
Also, I'm not a moron. I know how to climb a ladder.
Yep.
So,
pretty much.
All right. Well, thanks everybody again for listening this week. We're going to skip the socials because you know where to find us. Everything is at IShowerAfterWork.com.
Absolutely, man.
John, be safe out there. Everybody listening, please be safe out there. And remember, as always, that your work keeps the world working.
God bless.
All right. Cheers.
Sláinte.